Imitation is not always limitation. In fact, it can be your best route to securing and manifesting leadership. Welcome to Leaders Arise. My name is Demola Awoyele, and I want to say thank you for being a part of our broadcast today. I've been on a very exciting journey on Leadership Made Easy. And I said one of the things you've got to realize or practice or understand as far as leadership is concerned is that imitation is not always limitation. Perhaps you must have heard that before, that imitation is limitation. Don't imitate other people, be yourself, be this, be that. You know, I've told people that the only original person was Adam. All of us are offshoots of the original. That doesn't mean we don't have our uniqueness. It means that we are all an improvement of what has been. And so also in the world of development, there's nothing really original again. Everything is, for example, in the field of science, one of the things that make your research work to be viable is the fact that you are building on an existing knowledge, or at least you are referencing an existing knowledge. So you can also call that imitation. So imitation is not always limitation. It can be your platform for rising in leadership. And that was the myth I wanted to debunk as far as this teaching or this short session is concerned. And I've been able to say a lot of things around this. And I remember at the last episode we began looking at how do you now imitate effectively or successfully. Because a lot of people have been taught the place of imitating people, following people and all of that, but not too many people understand how to do that effectively. All right, and that's what I want to speak to again today, because at the last episode, I began to mention those things you are going to look out for in the person that you want to imitate. I spoke about the fact that you need to look at, does the person is the person doing what God has inspired your heart or led your heart to do? Is the person living in the future of your dream, or the dream of your future, as the case may be? Is the person already living in the life that you have been struggling to live in? Is that person mirroring or modeling what your life would look like, and all of that? So I mentioned quite a number of things to look out for in the person that you want to imitate. And I also began talking about how to now imitate effectively, and which is what I want to continue on today. Because if you follow the wrong thing, you can't get to the right destination. And that's the problem of most people. They follow the wrong thing, especially in this side of the world. That everybody wants to follow success. But we don't follow success, we follow process. The success can attract us, but it is the story behind the success that will take us to the success that we are following. So I'm not saying we are not going to be inspired by success. We'll be inspired by success. Some of us will want to do something because we have seen somebody succeed in it. Some people want to pastor a church because they have seen successful pastors. Some people want to run a business because they have seen successful businessmen and women. That's fine. But understand that you are not really following the success. You are following the story behind the success. You are following the process behind the product. So, and that's one point I want to emphasize today, that when you look at a man of success, you look at a man of means, you look at a man of influence and all of that, don't only follow the success, all right? Follow the story behind the success. That reminds me of this statement from the Three Idiots movie that I saw some years ago. The way they wrapped up that movie is this: follow excellence or pursue excellence, and success will follow you pants down. Some of you that watched that saw that movie, you probably can remember that scene. I'm still picturing that as I'm teaching now, all right, that, you know the story. I won't want to belabor that, but the caption that I want to emphasize or borrow for my teaching today is the fact that caption said, follow or pursue excellence. and success will follow you pants down. That means we are not following success, we are following the process. Success can attract us, but process should be our preoccupation. So it means that when you go to meet a man of success, you are not necessarily getting carried away by the success that the person has achieved. You want to learn how he was able to achieve that success. And let me say very quickly that not everybody will be able to distill all that they have learned in 30 years for you in 30 minutes. You may have to follow them to watch how they are able to arrive at what they are doing. Because you see people now come to a great man and say, can you tell me in 5 minutes what made you who you are? An average sincere great man will tell you, bros, sis, I can't tell you in 5 minutes. Maybe you are asking that they should just drop a nugget or two. But really, it is not a nugget or two that makes successful people. There are nuggets, there are principles that a lot of times they might not be able to explain just by sitting with you for 5 minutes or 1 hour. You might need to observe them, all right? You might need to look. For example, the disciples of Jesus, they saw Jesus. They saw the fact that Jesus was in command. Jesus was casting out devils. He was healing the sick. He was teaching. He was doing amazing stuff. That was the success they saw. Obviously, they want to get the success. But they had to ask Jesus, teach us to pray. It amazes me that the disciples, they didn't ask Jesus, teach us to cast out devils. But those are the results of prayer. Teach us to heal the sick. They never asked him. Teach us to multiply loaves of bread and fish. And that is what some people are looking for today. Teach me how to preach. All right. Teach me how to brand. Teach me how to do this, how to do that. The disciples of Jesus, they saw all of those in Jesus' ministry, but they never for once asked him to teach them how to do those things. They followed the process. That was why when he called them in Matthew, he said, follow me. I will make you. Follow me. And they lived up to that call. The call to follow Jesus. Follow his principles. Follow the process that made him what he became. And remember that when they followed him successfully, they eventually replicated and even multiplied all that Jesus did. And that is one wisdom I want to pass to you out there. If you have seen any great man that you admire, either in business, in career, in marriage, in ministry, or what have you, it's good to be attracted by the success. It's good to be inspired by the greatness. But you must take your time and learn. Remember in Matthew 28, or Matthew 11 rather, 28 to 30, Jesus said, come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden. He said, I will give you rest. He said, take my yoke upon you and learn of me. Look at that. And he told them what to learn. He said, I am meek and lowly in heart. That means the secret to the things you see in my life is humility. For example, if you go before a truly great man and you don't perceive or learn his life of humility, you have not learned anything. I have noticed that most great people are humble. Any great person that you can't see humility in that person is not really great. The way you see greatness is in humility. And Jesus said, what to learn of me is not just the miracles I do, it's not the devils I cast out, it's the fact that I'm meek, I'm humble, I'm gentle, I'm unassuming, I'm lowly as it were in heart. And he said, you will find rest for your soul. And that is what I want to encourage you to do, that as you interact with great people, it takes some patience for you not to be carried away with the things that greatness has achieved. It takes some patience and some wisdom for you to calm down, all right, and learn beyond the things that you are saying. For example, it takes some patience for you to tell your pastor, all right, can I just check your prayer closets rather than checking his wardrobe? All right, because a lot of people want to look at the wardrobe of pastor. I used to have a church member in those days that would ask me, say, pastor, who normally sews your clothes for you? And he's not asking because he wants to buy me clothes. He was asking because he wants to start sewing with that person. Well, that may not be altogether bad. I'm not saying you cannot ask your pastor that, but I ought to believe that that is not your preoccupation. So if I know if this brother started having the same dress that I put on, the same design, the same cut and all that. I said, no problem. But I would rather him ask for other things. I would rather him ask for my library. I would rather him ask for my prayer closet. I would rather ask him for other things that produce what he's saying. Because sometimes you now see that kind of young man now, all his preoccupation is I'm saving to do what? To buy that kind of shoe that pastor is wearing. I'm saving to buy those pair of trousers or that suit that pastor is putting on. That should not be your preoccupation. Pastor didn't save to get those things, as it were. There was a life he led that naturally brought those things. So if you must imitate a pastor, it may not be a pastor, it can be your boss at work or whoever it is. You must learn to follow the right thing. Follow their faith, not their fashion. All right? Follow their faith, not their fashion. Follow their prayer closet, not their wardrobe. All right? Follow their prayer life, not their miracles. Miracles are product of effective prayer life. When you follow miracle, look at what Simon said, the sorcerer. He said, give me this power also, that upon whom I lay hands upon, they may receive the Holy Ghost. So he was following the miracles. He wasn't looking at the life that the apostles had. And Peter said, your money perish with you. Do you think that the gift of God can be purchased with money? I've just taught somebody today how to imitate effectively and successfully. You can apply this in whatever field of endeavor, business, ministry, career, marriage, and professional life, and all of that. And if you do that, you are going to replicate the same thing that you saw in your leader. You are going to replicate and even multiply the same result. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast. My name is Demola Awoyele, and this is Leaders Arise. In case you have questions, comments, or feedback, I look forward to receiving them. And help me share this stream all across your media platform. Then, of course, like our page if you have not, subscribe if you're on YouTube if you have not. Then, of course, watch out for another exciting episode on Leaders Arise. Till then, go right there, imitate correctly, and fulfill your leadership destiny. And bye for now.